That's
so
still true, but he has not been picked today, so we have not had the chance to enjoy that wonderful attention to detail that Valve have with that. So, okay, wait, we might not get to talk about anything else, then who's going to die?
Yep, smokes break, KJ, oh man, that was beautiful, but the snowball comes out, pseudo save, but now they're putting themselves in precarious spot, as KJ is the one getting super low. The Nature's Attendant's healing up ever so slowly. Nice blocks from Analog. Gets a nice resonant pulse off as well. Nisha wants to finish the kill, but KJ continues to run. Half Bambi. As Analog now, they're going to turn their sights to him. This will be a much bigger kill, and it looks like another snowball. Potential save, or is it suicide again? Now Analog is on the run. Nobody from Heroic wants to die. Insania looks like Nisha's the first to fall, in fact. Analog ends up trading his life. It's a bloodbath as two more supports go down. It's a 2-2 trade. Gracious. What the hell kind of beginning of the game was this?
I don't know what it was, but I love it and I want more. That was a very interesting fight. Just so many clutch things happening. Schofield with 2 good snowball saves. Analog just barely getting Resonant Pulse ready again. And hitting those 4 heroes, just getting so much barrier in these exchanges does keep him alive for just long enough for them to get a very good trade. Oh, well, I say very good trade, but at least not a disaster when that was looking extremely Liquid favored to start. Heroic come out okay in that. Now, highlights from that situation. The first blood did go the way of
Heroic, right?
Of Heroic, right?
Nisha died first.
Nisha did die first, so Devi Lama is going to come to lane with a very nice bounty here on his Enigma. A couple of repeat heroes in this game. We have the Ench again that Heroic had great success with in last game on KJ. We've got the Lifestealer that K1 played in game 1 with less success. And on the side of Liquid, repeat Puck and repeat Brewmaster, but still a lot of new input from both teams in this ultimately best of 1 for survival.
Analog had to go back to lane with very low HP, so gonna get pushed out here for the time being from the Nisha side. 33. I mean, game 1 is obviously the one victory that they had with the Brew, and he did get first blood, so he kind of just cruised through the laning stage, I want to say, and ended up getting a ridiculously fast Radiance. See if they can try to mimic that, but so far off to a bit of a slow start.
Some quite interesting lane shenanigans here. If you want to learn how to get better at laning, the secret is to not hit creeps. You just run in a circle with Lifestealer for 30 seconds straight so that the waves line up correctly, as Boxy was pulling the previous wave to the Brewmaster. They don't want to play this lane head on. They're trying to avoid playing into this Ench Lifestealer by just disconnecting the waves. But Heroic will do the right countermeasure of just pulling them in circles there until the next wave connects. K1 will reap all of the rewards here, and now also stalling up the next 2 range creeps, so this will be another denied wave if he plays this right, or at least partially denied. Boxy will be a part of this. A fun little detail, Schofield in some trouble. They're going to miss the power shot, though, giving himself vision here for the snowball. Doesn't need to go, though.
Should be able to walk away, though, as Analog gets a water rune here. Early on, he's sitting on 6-2 versus Nisha's 11-3. So Puck favored so far. How does that typically go?
I want to say this lane is generally pretty even. So Nisha does have the CS advantage, but also a ton of creeps are coming into towers. Now it's a matter of how many of these Analog can grab with the pressure of Nisha actually jaunting in behind him here.
Boxy gonna set this up with the flame break. KJ is just gonna take a courier though. Insania is taking a snowball in the top lane. Schofield will be able to survive. Insania not so much. We'll pop the Fairy Fire, in fact, as Mickey wants to try to finish it, and he will actually live.
I think Mickey
the Thunder Strikes.
Screwed.
Oh,
He's
Mickey.
dead.
Yeah, the Eidolon's owning him, and that's a double kill for Devi. So not only First Blood gets 2 kills in lane.
Oh my god, this Enigma is going to be so farmed. 2,500 net worth, minute 3. 3-0.
And now he's going to snowball Insania. Has to live here. He's going to get Malefist on, and the Eidolons will continue their reign of terror. And that is a long walk back for Insania. Boxy's TPing in. Be able to get the Firefly off. This will be a pretty damn valuable kill onto Devi, but he's just right-clicking away. Flame Break is there. Boxy getting pretty damn low, and now another snowball. So Boxy will die, but can Mickey try to get the kill? Indeed, Devi's reign ends. The kill streak is over, and Mickey really needs to finish the job here. A couple more right clicks will suffice, but a nice ice shards buying some distance. Looks like he'll be able to walk away unless... Oh my God! That was a headshot.
That was a three-pointer. 180!
Wow, Analog. Nice Aether Remnant. We'll be able to get the Water Rune with the help of his teammate.
Sorry, I needed to get the right sport. I think this is more of a darts than a basketball country, so we will adjust there. Analog getting a bottle refill coming in from Schofield.
It really took me out, by the way, with that. I can't think of anything else than the NBA.
Your mind just goes blank whenever you hear about basketball.
That's right.
Foxy back at bottom. You would have thought this would cost 33 a little bit on the laning in the laning department, seeing that Batrider had to TP top minute 3, but 33 has managed to stand his ground quite well. He's level 4.5 on the Brewmaster, so nothing too much lost down here for Liquid, but my goodness, that start for Divide Llama was starting to look scary. Good news for Liquid, they solved it at least partially there with that rotation, because Enigma is not a hero that generally gets off to an explosive start like that. The hero has a hard time getting early kills. Sometimes lane matchups can be good together with Tusk, but yeah, having the 3-1 and 3 scoreline here is a dream for Divide.
Oh yeah, that goes without saying. That is one of the scariest heroes in the late game, as we've seen so many times before. I mean, what kind of late game, not that we need to talk about late game, but it is the most fun part of Dota, of course. What kind of answers do Liquid have for an Enigma late game, would you say?
Yeah, not the best, right? The only BKB piercing ability they have is Lasso, and that's on a position 4 Batrider that's going to have the right positioning, going to need to blink, maybe a lens too to reach reliably.
The Basher on Focus Fire, Syndrent?
Yeah.
We've seen it.
Yeah, it is a possibility. That will not come to real, but maybe, who knows?
Schofield taking some damage here by Insania. Looking for this bounty rune. He will snag it. Now he tries to get away with his life, but the glimpse is going to be there. Nice ice shards, but Nisha able to Waning Rift, and the coil should secure the kill. They will give it to Nisha.
This does actually not really feel that worth it for Liquid. They brought 3 heroes over, including Mickey carrying from the top all the way over to that, and Schofield still got the bounty, so...
33, trying to run away. Analog eventually catches up via the Astral Step, so looks like a death will come eventually, unless it's to a neutral camp, which is always a possibility, but we'll try to aggro them, but he's getting blocked off, and... Oh, okay.
Okay, that...
No way. There's no way, right? K1 actually TPing back to the wave so he doesn't miss XP. Analog as well. 33. They just didn't want to bother with it anymore.
It's awkward for Analog because he has to reserve his Aether Remnant for so long, because otherwise it's just a straight TP out, right? Yeah. So he's reserving it so long, and then 33 gets a nice angle there in the jungle where it's not reliable where he's going, and they guess wrong. That is a big steal. Insania grabbing the 7-minute Wisdom Rune from the...
Still level 3 after taking the Wisdom Rune.
Yep. Now level 4.5 because they got the other one.
Good job.
Yep.
I mean, we saw how big of a difference that made in game 1, so... They can...
For sure, this is going to be a very fast level 6 now for Brew, right? Because he managed to grab the bottom Wisdom himself, so he shared that one with Insania. And Schofield now going to be level 3, minute 7:30, not ideal.
Some pressure to the tier 1 by Heroic.
Yeah, Ench Enigma. Talk about a pushing combo minute 7, right? You're just showing up here with Eidolons. Ench has a Centaur creep. Mickey will try to deal with it. Will be successful.
Now they have to deal with the Alpha Wolf. It's Mickey. Gonna try to chase them a bit.
8-minute power run coming up. Nisha will once again be the lucky winner, being on the right side of things. Amplify damage for him. Slardar lives on.
Pretty soon as K1. Dealing with some pressure here by Boxy and 33. Boxy trying to TP out, but Analog closes the gap and brings him to his knees. So 33 left alone for the time being. Meanwhile, top lane, Malefice on the Mickey, but a TP is coming via Nisha. Gets off the coil onto Divide Llama. That looks to be an easy cleanup for Liquid.
That's a lot of heroes, but probably worth it for that one.
Yeah, he was top net worth not too long ago. Now has 2 deaths to his name. K1.
Very quick lads, so it is important to slow this guy down and not let him take control of the map. So I think Liquid with the right read that it's just too important to solve this top issue that they will bring perhaps one hero too many rather than one too few. You just force that Enigma out of there. But in turn, Heroic going to go for the immediate counterplay of, well, guess what? If you guys are bringing so many heroes to top, we're going to push bottom. So really just forcing Liquid's hand non-stop. It feels like Liquid are putting out fires everywhere they go. Nisha is a prime firefighter in this game on his puck.
Oh, Analog. Well, he doesn't have to worry about the coil, but the glimpse is there, and now has to astral step to safety. Liquid have many members to chase this, though. Aether Remnant does hit, and that should buy enough space for Analog to get away. That was pretty scary, but meanwhile, the bottom section of the map, we have the Primal Split going off. Devi Llama might be dying a third time, but the Infested can keep him alive a little bit longer, looking for a potential black hole, but doesn't have the mana. In fact, looks like he had already used it prior to that. Down goes Devi again, and KJ will follow suit.
And really also seeing here the problem with these under-leveled supports from Heroic, right? These Wisdom runes playing a big part. This is a level 3 Ench, minute 10. Schofield close to 6. He's been given some laning space. Analog should be fine. Nisha got the rune again, though.
As he does, so the bottle refill will come for Heroic. But still, this tier 1 tower top survives. This is looking, I mean, net worth-wise, it's relatively close, but it does feel a little bit more like game 1 with this level advantage right now for Liquid.
33 pulling this wave away so that their siege creep can hit the tower. Another nice little detail. This lane seems to be giving a lot of details, and you know, as the 33 special, he has, I want to say, even pioneered certain lane mechanics in the offlane. He's very creative when it comes to how to manipulate the lane, etc. Seeing another example over there. Nice shackle shot. Good Wild Wing push, though.
Yeah, that keeps him alive. Schofield now level 6.
Thanks for the help, Wild Wing. I will trap you.
Poking his beak at Mickey. The tier 1 tower will fall in favor of Liquid.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Feels like they're getting the better of most exchanges so far in this game, but that, of course, was after a terrific start for Devi. And Void Spirit, not a hero we get to see that often anymore. It used to be everyone's jam about 8-9 months ago. How do you feel this hero fares in this game?
I think the matchups it has are quite good. It has a way of getting away from Glimpse, which is quite rare that heroes have that, but with Dissimulate you can get away from that. You are naturally going to buy Ags against Puck and Brew. So I think it's pretty solid, but his early game has not been particularly great, which is often the problem this hero falls into, is that if it doesn't do too well in lane and the first few moves don't go too well, the recovery curve can be quite steep sometimes. What Analog has done in this game is he's maxed Dissimulate, which I want to say is quite uncommon. Like most Void Spirits we see go for a 4-1-4 build, but he has taken more of the AoE farming route to try to recover his game.
Yeah, that is interesting. So it has a lot lower cooldown by leveling it up as well, going from 20 to 11, but K1 pressuring 33. Not very hard, though.
1K to Radiant will be a big timing for the side of Heroic. For the Brewmaster on the other side, we're looking at 2,500. So Radiant's advantage definitely going to be Heroic's.
Oh, coil expended by Nisha. You already had the Illusory Orb up, though, so we'll get away clean. Did have to use the ult, though, so not able to find a kill.
In the meantime, feels like Heroic are quite happy to just farm for a bit, right? You want your Enigma to keep scaling. You're waiting for that Lifestealer Radiance. And it's one of those games where it doesn't feel terrible for Void Spirit to farm because of his build. If you went for the 4-1-4, this would feel a lot more awkward with all this downtime. You would kind of like to hunt kills non-stop, but in this case, just it's quite mana efficient to use Dissimulate to farm on this hero, especially when you have the Fairy's Trinket. It all adds up.
They're hunting. Devi Llama is their target. He's silenced. TPs are coming, looking for a potential black hole, but he gets lassoed into death. Schofield not able to save him, so again, really respecting this Enigma.
The timing of this move should open up for Heroic to defend their Wisdom Rune this time, though. Because Enigma will be spawning right around the 14 minute mark, and Heroic, they know there's multiple key spells on cooldown. No lasso, no coil. Actually, coil will be ready in 3, so maybe not. And are they just conceding? They're conceding it.
They are, yeah. Oh, that is so much XP.
Now he's coming.
It's too late.
Yep.
Static Storm place, just in case. Analog just walks out casually.
Nice
Remnant. They will get Insania in all likelihood, but the chase continues to the north.
Well
Won't
worth
actually
it
connect
for
onto
Liquid.
anything else. Yeah, Insania sacrificing himself so that, again, Liquid get all the Wisdom Runes. This is really bad for Heroic.
And in the meantime, Mickey also took the top tower, so it doesn't get much better than that. Position 5 dying on its own to get the rune, and in turn also covering the carry, taking that tower. Mickey with a nice curve in this game, really good progression, 7.4k net worth. Windranger top of the board is a good look. Liquid are going to be leaning on him a lot to kill the Lifestealer. I think the rest of their lineup does quite poorly at it, as a matter of fact, so very important that Mickey's game is enabled after what could have been a terrible start with the Enigma getting off to such a good beginning to the game. Liquid are quite comfortable now with their 2k advantage. Brewmaster Radiance coming up in 500. K1 showing off his.
So Divide does have his Blink in his stash, so we'll see if that is the relative go time for Heroic, or if he wants to farm a bit more. The BKB eventually will be very valuable, as we talked about, Lasso being the only thing that will cleanly go through. Analog being chased. A bunch of TPs coming for Liquid. Shackle Shot does not latch. Glimpse back, but the Dissimulate counter. Liquid just playing with their food a bit. 3k lead right now. And we see that the Radiance is already up for K1, and the Radiance is just a few hundred gold away for 33.
Speaking of a few hundred gold, Analog Orchid 400 as well, so this wave plus a big neutral camp would do it. And that is when things can start really heating up for Heroic. Perhaps an Infest play on a Void Spirit with Orchid, that is definitely a dead puck every day of the week. Or Brew. They could kill any hero, really.
Yep, Nisha will be building a Yules to counteract that, but like you said, there's going to be a window of time where he just won't have access to it, and then...
Gets the mid tower for free, actually. Just step by step pushed it down with the siege creep. No one from Heroic defended. Liquid with that tower advantage. Now the Radiance on Brew. Could be go time for them as well. All spells online.
Been seeing a lot of faster than average this series for both sides.
Yep.
It'd be funny if we were comparing that to pubs, then that would make a lot of sense.
That's a faster than average
Nisha,
Gleipnir.
they show off the Orchid. Do they have the damage?
They do.
Absolutely. Nisha gets destroyed. So terrific Orchid reveal for Heroic. Nisha playing a little cocky there, I have to say.
I mean, it's just lack of knowledge, right? He doesn't know there's an Orchid. Without the Orchid, he's fine. So with the information he had available, this doesn't feel that outlandish.
Oh, but now the Blink Dagger Lasso. KJ making his way over, but the Kinetic Field Static Storm's too much as K1 will die. But the Black Hole from Divine Llama showing off his Blink Dagger. That's the death of Insania. More to come as Analog. It's a nice silence onto the Brewmaster. The punch up into the air. No Primal Split for you. Great counteraction from the likes of Heroic, but Divine Llama gets sniped by Mickey. It's a second kill via the power shot this game. Lots of back and forth in this game number 3.
Yeah, and he's never going to miss that one with the early Gleipnir. Interesting choice here to opt for that. I guess he really feels strongly that this is the right choice because he's against Void Spirit. It gives them an extra means of catch, because a lot of the times we see Windrangers still get Maelstrom into BKB, for example, or some other stat item for Universal Heroes, the build-up. He's currently eyeing up a Manta. Also feel very nice to get. But yeah, this Gleipnir is very early, dare I say, ahead of average.
Yep, there you go. 7.5 minutes ahead of average.
Yeah, it's a bit misleading because...
Yeah, you don't usually go that right away.
Exactly. You generally have a little bit of a gapping item in between, but goes to show that this is out of the ordinary. Liquid looking for some aggression top. Want to invade the enemy triangle, perhaps, with the Brewmaster ult available once some more. Lasso coming off cooldown in 3 seconds as well. This is a big moment. Heroic trying to break it with Schofield.
Boxy with the Lasso. Static Storm right on top as well. And the Flame Break in addition. 2 dead from Heroic right off the bat. And Divine Llama glimpsed into death. So Heroic absolutely crushed, and now they have to worry about their Void Spear potentially getting away because Coil was still up and available. He pops it. Analog with the Astral Step, trying to get away with all this mobility, but just not enough. 4 for nothing for Liquid.
Just such a clean invasion. This is the dream scenario, is that you get this lasso opening onto the Lifestealer. So Boxy with perfect targeting, the right vision at the right time. He might pay with his life now, though, at the end of this. Down bottom.
Yeah, he's
actually still living. No blink, though.
Technically alive. And now he's technically alive, Cinderin.
Okay, never mind.
He's still alive. As Insania gets taken out by Divine Llama in the trees. Boxy goes, ring around the Rosie, attempted TP, but the punch in the air. Boxy, really tanky, but will fall.
A couple of casualties on the way out for Liquid, but still very comfortable win for them, getting the core kills that they did and slowing down this Lifestealer further in particular, just lassoing K1 at every turn when they can into the Static Storm. A nice combination of spells. Question is, what's Heroic going to do about it? Are they going to look for a counterplay themselves? Black Hole online in 5 seconds, so that was a bit of a moment of opportunity for Liquid, knowing that was on cooldown. Will not be the case in the coming fight. Divine Llama farming up toward BKB now.
All right, what are the chances, Cinderin, that Liquid want to add insult to injury and go for the 21-minute Wisdom Rune? 3 in a row.
This time around,
they're not in position right now.
Yeah, the map positioning is not favoring it this time. It looks like Heroic have learned their lesson this time and will be clearing it out and get themselves some much-needed experience on their heroes. KJ level 8 on Ench. About to get level 9.
Do you think the experience gap right now is more drastic than the gold? As we're going to see Lasso, this time applied to the Ench. Easy kill for Liquid.
I would think so, yeah. I mean, 2 Wisdoms, and taking into account that Liquid just won a big fight when the heroes were the highest level they've been, I would think the experience lead is also quite comfortable for their side, so. Looking very Liquid-y right now, this game.
33 showing himself. The rest of his team in the cover of smoke. Analog.
Rogue Siege Creep here, giving
They
some
have vision there, but they find Schofield instead. Snowball gonna put himself in a terrible spot, but Divine Llama with a nice black hole into 2. Mickey just on the outskirts with a nice focus fire to be able to kill off Schofield. Eventually, Boxy does fall, so it's a 1-for-1 to start. Divine Llama burns to the ground as Nisha taking care of the backline. K1 looking to try to do something here, but he's left all alone, shackle shot and dead. And this is likely going to be a full team wipe for Team Liquid.
Just so damn clean, right? That looked like a promising black hole, but as fast as possible, they get the counter out. If that black hole goes full duration, maybe Mickey even dies here, but keep an eye on Divine Llama now. Static Storm, Insania coming in, casting at max range to interrupt it. After that, the rest of the fight, more or less a formality. It didn't even need to use Primal Split. Look, it's on off cooldown the entire fight.
Yeah.
Or actually, okay, he did use it, but I don't think he needed to. I actually think this wasn't even necessary, potentially, but ensures the Lifestealer kill and runs down the Ench as well. So, exceptionally good fight for the side of Liquid. And for Heroic, maybe you want to try to slow things down a bit and get this Enigma BKB. I feel like we're approaching the point where that is going to be a necessity.
They still haven't taken it. Tormentor. There it is. And they do get the Wisdom Rune. K1. First of the game, I believe, for Heroic.
Yep.
And the Tormy bestows Schofield with the shard, so Ice Shards will get a little buff. But Roshan, like we saw, goes the way of Liquid. And how much can they realistically take with this first Aegis?
I definitely think bottom tower should be a complete freebie if they want to go and push that. I don't think Heroic would be interested in defending that, but...
Oh, Boxy able to blink out just in time, and now the silence applied to the Tusk. Schofield dead.
It's time to dip.
Analog has to get out. KJ will be taking a full focus fire from Mickey. Super easy for Liquid. K1 is actually spotted the lasso, bringing him back into the fray. Shackle shot will eventually latch. Now the rage still on. Now Instania is there. We got another Gleipnir to work with. K1, they are just getting everything. Liquid Domination right now, 13K lead.
And Mick beyond godlike. 11, 1, and 8 on this Wind Ranger, just everywhere. Finding kill after kill. And the problem is for Heroic, as soon as they fall behind in a fight, there's always going to be collateral. Batrider with the chase, with the blink, the glimpses, the puck. The mobility on Liquid's team is through the roof, so you better have good team fight selection, and just hasn't really been the case for Heroic. Haven't really got there. The Void Spirit has not worked out the way they had hoped with setting fights up on their terms. It's always Liquid getting the first jump. They're just snowballing the fight. And once again, I'm looking to Divine Llama for Heroic if they want to have a chance in this one. That BKB Black Hole has to be the solution and has to come in clutch. I don't think they have enough damage without it.
Definitely an uphill battle. I mean, they're only down 10 kills. That's the weird part about it, right?
The gold is just
it's not, yeah.
ridiculous.
The gold is insane. XP doesn't show initially there, but also pretty insane. As a damage rune is up the top side that Liquid will likely find here in a few moments. So from Heroic's perspective, what item timings are we waiting for? Is there any big power spike? Obviously the Enigma getting a BKB is huge, and then it's all about positioning with him.
Yeah, what else is there? I mean, the Void Spirit BKB is kind of close as well. 1K for that one. Those are pretty much the items, right? There's nothing else that is even remotely close that's going to make a difference. Lifestealer just got his Manta, but died instantly after. Game1's game is looking quite miserable. So, all eyes on Devi if you're a Heroic fan. I think this is the one chance will be him getting this item in 1,000 gold. For Liquid, there are just so many ways of winning this game now. Keep playing the map, look for picks with your Wind Ranger +1. You can combine with either your Puck or your Bat. You can even combine with a Disruptor to find kills. You can look for team fights too, obviously. Here, your lineup is just extremely powerful at this moment. And Roche has a 6 minutes respawn, still 3 minutes on the Aegis from Mickey. Don't know if they're going to be using this for much except the bottom tower. I think just controlling the map is fine. I don't really feel like they're on a timer.
No, not at all.
Barely.
I mean, Insane is only 1,500 from Ags on the Disruptor, and we've seen how game-breaking that can be.
Yep.
Have you gotten used to the fact that these supports end up with ridiculous farm now?
Yeah.
You've gotten used to it finally.
I have.
It took a long time, though, for you.
I missed the days of Brown Boots minute 20.
I miss the days of Earthshaker having to buy Bracer recipes until he has enough to sell to buy Blink Dagger because he would lose too much gold dying. Really fun. Waning Rift, Nisha, freebie onto KJ.
KJ correctly pinging out the ward that spotted him. At the very least, he's getting some info, but this...
TP!
Oh my goodness!
Close.
Wow.
And you talked about the Enigma being the most important hero on this squad for Heroic. As Schofield, okay, double Gleipnir proc from Mickey. Not going to pursue. Even though they have the numbers, they don't know it though. Infest or to use on a creep apparently. And it looks like Heroic disengaging completely. And Aegis, still a minute 20 left. And still 2 tier 2 towers up. Yeah, Insane is just living the life.
Oh yeah.
600 away from Ags now. There is the big item for Devi.
Yeah, this is a moment of opportunity, but...
Oh, Lasso with the coil breaking. Man, they have so much move speed as K1 attempting to TP out. Very close. Will be able to live.
Yeah, math favoring him there with the Radiant, so he will get out, but it's still Liquid running the show. Heroic will need to try to find some sort of angle here. They are looking for it. This item timing is the one, but Liquid aren't really offering up much opportunity. Just playing nicely spread out. Pushing the waves with low-risk heroes. There's another example of that. Nisha.
Oh, Mickey gets the shackle into the focus fire, but there's the black hole onto Mickey. This is just the Aegis, though.
Oh, he has 10 seconds of Aegis. It's
Mickey,
the dream.
He does get it. Divine Llama takes the tumble, though. And now Mickey can run free. Schofield Just the delay snowball as the glimpse going to be avoided with the lifestealer inside. So Liquid get 2 at the cost of the Aegis, like you said, was expiring soon anyway.
Yeah, that was worse than the not black holing, but in the heat of the moment, you just go for it, right? And hope this leads to something good, but Devi...
Very anime. That's why thing I always loved about Devi Llama.
Good news, we do have a replacement desk out back for after this game.
It explains a lot why we're getting these pauses about the keyboards. It's more the keys are actually falling off from the rage-inducing plays that are happening here for Heroic and company. And Liquid gonna poke the high ground. Remember, they don't have the Aegis. It's 33. Obviously can primal split at any time. Gets punched into the air. Devi Llama gets initiated on and destroyed. 45 seconds of no Enigma. KJ dies to a focus fire. And K1 just tickling heroes at this point. Schofield stuck inside the trees. And Liquid absolutely dominating here in this game number 3. Triple kill for Mickey. K1 will Ogre Seal to the fountain. And now these buildings will melt.
Yeah, they have really good damage with their cores right now. This will absolutely be one lane. Don't think they'll be able to claim much more, but Liquid making it look really, really easy. Just, again, finding these lassos boxy time and time again, setting things up for his team and making it pretty straightforward for everybody to follow through. And K1 and this lifestealer, we saw it in game 1 as well, has just not impressed. It's not really about him individually necessarily, it's just that the time that they pick it and the way that Liquid has solved it in both games has really rendered him quite irrelevant in both games.
Yep, I think that's fair to say. These wisdom runes really are haunting Heroic in game 1 and 3, I have to say, as Tormy will bestow 33 with the shard. So now can cancel that ult a little early if he wants.
33 is huge. We haven't even talked about this. He's top net worth now.
Oh, really?
Manta Radiance Octarine.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Level 20, so he has the Bruiling health talent.
Well, he got enough practice playing this his 3rd game in a row today.
True.
I wonder what the idea from Heroic, you were bringing this up in the draft. I'm not saying this had anything to do with the result, but just curious why they banned the Chen after proving they could beat it.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
It made for a very different game 3 for sure. Maybe they felt like the pick order and that Liquid would make the right adjustments based on how they lost the 2nd game, but it's always easy to say afterwards, you should have just given Chen. Who even says that?
Well, Primal Split used to siege the tower. That Earth Panda can really pack a punch, I'll tell you what. Glimpse back onto KJ. Gleipnir to follow and focus. Oh my god. Well, all right. That was a hero temporarily, and it looks like this will be the 2nd set potentially, but see a wraparound potential here from Heroic. Remember, the black hole is up. BKB is available for K1. Schofield trying to defend, but I think these illusions and siege might be enough. Finally, the heroes come in. Rage already used by K1 on top of an illusion. He's been baited a bit as now the coil comes in. Static Storm as well, but Analog inside of K1. There's the black hole onto 2, but the lasso to counteract it. Devi Llama getting brought back into the grave. And K1, the last remaining member, is destroyed again. Triple kill for 33. GG's come out. Liquid will move on as Heroic are unfortunately eliminated from the tournament.
Yeah, what a class game from Liquid this was. It was just so